Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel, Two Brothers Outdoors. Alright guys, we've caught up on orders. We're going to have some fun for a change. We've been so busy cutting lumber this summer we haven't had a chance to cut anything unusual. We have a big cherry crotch.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun. It's got some rot in the end of it. We're hoping it's not too deep. But if it's not too deep, we can make some mighty fine coffee tables out of that. I think we'll cut that into 2-inch thick slabs. And then, right now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have a little fun with quarter sawing.
Oh, we're going to do a teaching lesson on quarter sawing?
Do you know how to quarter saw?
I do not.
See? Tim's going to learn. And I'm going to learn too. I've quarter sawn on the circular mill. That's a vertical blade cut. Bandsaw mill is a horizontal blade cut. So it's going to be a learning experience for both of us. All right, guys, so let's get going. We're going to get a log, put it on the mill, and we're going to do some quarter sawing.
I had a nice compliment today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Lost some weight?
52 pounds.
That's great.
Yep.
52 pounds gone. What's your goal? How many more you got to go?
Probably about another 30. Hey, it's got to be done.
Hear that?
Ooh,
Hunting season opens Saturday, and we're getting sighted in. I hope they're sighting in, not poaching.
Well, no, that kind of sounds like not black powder.
All right, guys. Let's get sawing on this quarter saw. Let's learn how to quarter saw a log on a bandsaw mill. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Now, when you quarter saw a log, you want a nice log. You want something like preferably oak or ash or even hard maple, something with a nice straight grain in it. You want the pith to be center of the log, and usually like the base log of an oak or an ash or a hard maple log, those piths usually run right dead center of the log. And that would be the preferable log to use, the preferable wood to use for quarter sawing. But unfortunately, I don't have one of those three species down right now. So we're going to choose this log right now. All right, so the log that we chose to quarter saw is this nice piece of yellow birch. Now, there's one problem with this log that I don't like. If you look, the pith of this log is in the center on this end, and that's great. And that's about where you want the pith to be, is in the center. Unfortunately, on the upper end, the pith is not center. To quarter saw a log properly, or to have as many great quarter sawing boards as you can, the pith needs to be in the center. We're going to get some nice quarter sawing stuff out of this, but it's not going to be as perfect as I'd like it to be because the pith is not in the dead center of the log. But unfortunately, it's the straightest hardwood log that I have down right now. We have a bunch of hardwood logs down. I got a nice maple up there on the hill, but that is not straight. It's got a bow in it. We got some cherry and stuff here, and these all got knots in them. If you're going to saw quarter sawn, you don't want knots. You want the base log. And the reason you want the base log is so that your quarter sawn lumber is clear, because you can get double the price for quarter sawn than you can for flat sawn. All right, guys. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to split this log in half, and then in half again to make 4 quarters. But before we do that, we're going to put the blade here and just skim it to give us a flat spot on both sides. Then we'll stand it up, lock it against the knees, and do the same thing on these 2 sides here. And then what we'll do is we'll cut it into quarters. All right, let's get sawing. So before we start sawing this log into quarter saw it, Hud-son came out with a new magnetic quarter scale tape. It'll stick to any metal surface. So they sent us one, and the tape on my mill is worn out. So we're going to put this one on my mill and see how it works out. It's adjustable because it's magnetic. You can see right here where my tape has become illegible, especially like in the 8, down here in 18. I don't know what happened. The clear plastic peeled off, and then it got covered with sawdust. So we're going to peel this old tape off, and then we're going to put the magnetic tape on it. Boy, I sure hope it works. All right, guys, that wasn't too bad. That tape is 48 inches long. I cut it off at the 36-inch mark since this is an HFE 30. Seems to be sticking pretty good. It's kind of a cool day, so I'll rub it a little bit. Now this bar has a bad habit of vibrating when the saw is idling, so we'll see if this tape sticks on there or not. It could be a great product because you can adjust it without adjusting your scale up in here if it happens to get off. Alright guys, we're going to give it a wing and see what happens. I'd like to throw thanks out there to Hudson for sending it to us to try it out. Over at Tim's mill, we have Miss Allie. At this mill, we have Miss Riley. Hey, you want to come here and say hello?
No. Let's come see Uncle Jim. Hi.
Okay. She doesn't like to be filmed, so she's letting me know. She doesn't mind belly aching, does she?
Miss Krabby Pants. Miss Krabby.
After thinking about what I was doing, I think I'm only going to have to cut 2 sides. And I cut a little too much off. The log is tapered way too much for a quarter sawn log. Not a very good log for what we're doing. Because the pith isn't in the center of this log on the one end, it's going to be hit or miss trying to split it into 4s. But we're going to give it the best try that we can. I come up with about 7.5 inches to cut. So we're going to cut it at 7.5 inches. On a good note, the quarter scale that we got from Hudson, that's magnetic, is staying in place. Doing a great job. You notice this gap is getting wider, as I saw. That means this log has got a lot of stress in it. This is not going to be a good sign. Well, I said the skim cut was too wide, but I think it's going to help us in the long run stabilize these 2 half logs as we clamp them together with the dogs. This is the base log of this tree. Look at the stress in this log. Now when we start cutting our quarters off, we're going to start with the pith. So hopefully we'll get the stress out of it before we cut too far. Boy, that's really got some stress in it. Alright, we're going to get these off the mill except for one. Okay, because we're cutting horizontally instead of vertically, we're going to have to cut from the bottom up. I'll make a cut, I will flop this over on the other flat side and make a cut up again. We're going to cut these at 5/4 and we're going to cut them up from the bottom. But we are going to run into problems because the one side is pretty stressed and we got to figure out how we're going to get one crooked board off so the rest can be straight. Alright, so while we're sawing, we just put the shaft in this wheel. We noticed the neoprene belt was coming way out here like this, coming out of the pulley. So there's something wrong with that belt. They warned me at Hud-son about putting black belts on it. I just happen to have a black belt for it. So we're going to drop the blade, drop this one bearing real quick, and change out this belt. We do have 1/4 sawn board done. Let's see what it looks like. This kind of threw us a curveball because there's a lot of stress in this log. Well, not the straightest grain in the world, but it is 1/4 sawn. Could have picked a better log, I guess.
Spalted.
Yes, we do have some spalting in it. All right, let's get this changed.
So it's been resharpened 32 times.
No more than 10 times.
32.
No more.
That you're 10. You're 10 times 3 times 2. 32. I guess I ask him, you put a new blade on it? Yep. No, it's a different blade. Is it hot?
No. No, it's not hot.
All right, so see if that stretches. See if it's tight on there. Is it tight?
I can't get my fingers under it, but there's definitely something wrong here.
Yep.
I can roll it off.
Yep, that's what the Patriot was doing.
And that's when they tell me they're wore out.
Yeah, okay. You know what would work good for that?
Ratchet the socket.
Nope, adjustable wrench.
You do realize if Dad was still alive, he'd kill you.
He would kiss me and give me a big hug. I love you, son. You're a man after my own heart.
Not for using an adjustable wrench.
Yes, sir. He was vice grips and adjustable man.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was.
I don't think they're supposed to come off that easy.
Well, it'll be a challenge to get the other one on because I had a blast getting mine on.
Come on.
I'll fight you every step of the way. And what do you want me to do? Hold up on the wheel?
The bearing is just giving me a hard time. Take this bolt out of here.
I'll try it.
And this bolt out of here. Now let it drop. Pull back on this so I can get the damn thing out of here.
So he got it on pretty easy enough. He's putting it back together.
If it's the right one.
If it is the right one. B57.
That's what they say is supposed to fit. It's loose.
Is it loose?
It's loose.
How loose is it?
Loose enough to where I'd say it probably should have been a B56.
Well, before you put the shot on and start sawing, you should probably run it and see if it bunches up.
Okay.
And you also don't want it slide around the wheel either because it won't turn the wheel.
This belt is too big. It's sticking right out of the pulley. Obviously, B57 is the wrong belt. So obviously, when you go to the sawmill forums, don't believe a damn word they say. B57, that's the belt. Obviously, it's going to be a B56 for a 19-inch wheel. The belt is too long.
Or you could text John at Hud-son and he can tell you exactly what you need.
Yeah, I could do that in the morning.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. We got one board quarter sawn. That's it.
What a beaut. Well, we could fire up the Patriot, but not tonight.
All right, guys, that's going to conclude this video. You got a lot of stress in these pieces of wood.
Lots.
A lot more stress than it surprised me. But we'll get it squared away. We'll get some quarter sawn out of it. And see what we got. All right, guys, until tomorrow when we can get a belt, we will catch you later. And what are we supposed to do?
Thumbs up, notification bell, subscribe. I can't do this all backwards.
All right, guys. See you on the next one.